Uh, I'm not sure, bro. Uh, I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might see it in a minute.
Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis's relationship has been, to say the least, rocky. At the start of Davis's career, Mayweather was very important, signing him to Mayweather Promotions and helping him become famous. But as Davis's popularity and confidence grew, so did the cracks in their partnership. Davis eventually left Mayweather Promotions due to accusations of mismanagement, lack of respect, and public disagreements. Since their breakup, Mayweather has not been afraid to take subtle and sometimes direct shots at Davis, questioning his fight choices and attitude outside the ring. Davis has been just as vocal in saying that Mayweather doesn't have his best interests at heart. This latest jab seems to be part of a long history of bad blood between the two.
Man, he got lucky at the draw. He did a good fight, though. I thought he won it, but man, you gotta just create more action. That's a sparring session as far as I'm concerned. Oh my God. But God damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
Mayweather's recent statement was a direct attack on Davis's choice to leave Mayweather Promotions and run his career on his own. The underlying message seemed to be that fighters like Davis could lose controversial decisions if they don't have the right connections and support. Fans were split on social media, with some supporting Mayweather's business-first approach and others supporting Davis's quest for independence. Well-known boxing experts also weighed in, with some agreeing that Davis's recent moves have made him vulnerable in the business side of the sport. While some people criticized Mayweather for kicking a man when he's down, the New York State Athletic Commission is looking into Gervonta Davis's fight against Lamont Roach Jr. on Saturday because Davis took a knee without being called for a knockdown in the 9th round of his WBA lightweight title defense. The champion dropped to one knee after being hit by Roach and quickly ran to his corner to ask for his face to be wiped. Referee Steve Willis gave a stern warning, but it wasn't counted as a knockdown. A cocky Roach made his anger known to the referee or judges, who decided not to punish him. Davis ruled a knockdown Roach would have secured the victory instead of settling for a majority draw in Brooklyn. Such a decision would have also tarnished Davis's flawless record. Gervonta Davis claimed that grease from his hair was stinging his eyes, but despite the setback he expressed interest in a rematch and ambition. Shared by Roach, meanwhile, the NYSAC has launched a review of the fight, leaving the door open for a potential change in the official result. At this time, the NYSAC is reviewing the matter involving Saturday's matchup between Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis read a statement sent to multiple publications. It added during the round in question, following the commission's request for the replay video, there was a technical issue preventing the commission from receiving it within the allotted time for review. Therefore, the referee's in-ring decision was relied upon, and the fight continued, as per the official statement. The commission is dedicated to preserving the integrity of combative sports and is committed to working with all promotions and production teams on behalf of the athletes, officials, and fans to ensure technical issues do not occur in the future that prevent the delivery of ringside instant replay feeds to the commission's officials when needed. A technical glitch, seemingly, prevented commission officials from reviewing the footage in real time, delaying any decision on whether Davis should face penalties for taking a knee as the commission continues its review. It's still not clear if any future ruling could change the outcome of the fight. Even though the result was disappointing for Roach, he is still determined to get another fight with Davis. Even though he went into the fight as a heavy underdog, he came incredibly close to pulling off a shocking upset, which only strengthened his desire for another chance. Davis has already said that he's willing to fight the still unbeaten fighter again. The fighter sent X a message that said, "Say no more, I'm pushing for the rematch." The rematch can be soon too, like end of May. UBA President Gilberto Mendoza revealed to The Ring on Sunday that he is set to push for a rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach after their contentious majority draw on Saturday night, particularly in light of the controversy surrounding round N WBA lightweight champion. Davis found himself in a peculiar moment during round 9, willingly absorbing a few punches from Roach before unexpectedly taking a knee, according to the unified rules, if a boxer's knee makes contact with the canvas after a punch regardless of whether the strike directly caused the fall. It is officially ruled a knockdown. Additionally, only the referee has the authority to pause the action, meaning fighters cannot call for a timeout themselves. Another strict regulation prohibits a boxer's corner from using a towel to wipe their fighter's face during an active round. Nevertheless, referee Steve Willis merely warned Davis without calling a knockdown or deducting a point that decision.
When you think about what happened in the 9th round, how frustrated are you that that wasn't counted as a knockdown?
Man, I'm not. Honestly, I thought I should have won without that being counted a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had to wipe sweat out his eye, he had to wipe sweat out his eye. But the rules do state if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic 8 count. But it is what it is. I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I think I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots. I think I was landing more power shots. And I thought I was doing my thing. So I'm not really that frustrated about that. But if that was kind of a knockdown, I would win the majority decision.
Proved pivotal on the scorecards had Willis correctly ruled at a knockdown, Roach would have secured a shocking victory, placed number 8 on the ring's pound-for-pound list. At the press conference after the fight, Davis said he was open to a rematch but didn't think it would happen right away. Mendoza, on the other hand, has the power to demand a rematch right away. Mendoza said, "I think it's not going to be no doubt about having a rematch on this. Think this supersedes the public perception of boxing involved here with a big star for the sport, and we need to send a strong message out there. It was a very controversial night." Mendoza is likely to petition the WBA Championships Committee to vote on an immediate rematch. Roach, who began the fight as a significant underdog now, holds the WBA Junior Lightweight title. Should the committee officially sanction a rematch, regulations require the bout to occur within 120 days. Meanwhile, Davis retains the contractual right to demand an immediate rematch due to his loss. Mendoza said maybe Willis saw a competitive fight, maybe he saw it wasn't a punch, but how can you understand how he put the knee on the ground? However, given that instant replay is available in New York, it's odd that it wasn't used clip 3. However, the WBC champion isn't pushing for a showdown with Davis just yet. Instead, the undefeated 27-year-old is focused on his own task, taking on Roach Jr. for a chance to claim another lightweight title, Stevenson said of Roach Jr. via X. Formerly Twitter Roach Jr. got me ready for the Valdez fight. That's also how I knew how the fight with him and Tank would go. Lamont. The truth would love to make this fight happen. Boxing reporter Keith Idek has revealed that Vasyl Lomachenko was considered as a potential opponent for Devon Davis following Davis's contentious bout with Lamont Roach. Although Roach had previously fallen short twice against Tank in the amateur ranks, he delivered a stellar performance at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, after a strange performance by referee Steve Willis. Roach was not only denied a career-best victory, but also lost to Davis for the 3rd time in his career, when the Baltimore Bruiser decided to take a knee in the 9th round of their captivating bout. Willis started to give account, however the seasoned judges swiftly deemed it a non-knockdown, ultimately denying Roach the crucial 10-8 round that could have changed the outcome in his favor soon after the fight. Davis explained that residue from his hair product had dripped into his eyes, the sting forcing him to drop to one knee at his post-fight press conference. He hinted that while fans are eagerly demanding a rematch with Roach, his next opponent has already been decided. It appears he was referring to none other than 2-time Olympic gold medalist and reigning IBF world lightweight champion Vasyl Lomachenko. The skilled southpaw has been inactive since securing a decisive victory over George Kambosos Jr. last May. Probably within 30 minutes after the Roach fight was over, someone from Gervonta Davis's team approached a top-rank executive and asked about Vasyl Lomachenko being available for his next fight. IDC said on the Ariel Helwani show. He further added that fight was supposed to happen on November 2nd last year at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, Las Vegas. The deal was almost done except for the fact that LMA didn't sign off on it and then decided that he would maybe Want to retire? LMA is still unavailable until top-rank Lomachenko's promoter is told otherwise, so that's not an option for Davis. Even though he wants that fight since then, WBA lightweight champion Davis has voiced his desire for a rematch with Roach. Meanwhile, with Lomachenko's future still up in the air, both matchups remain intriguing possibilities. Some think that had the fight been scored differently, Roach could have emerged victorious, an outcome that would have marked the first loss of Davis's career. The decision has ignited heated debates among boxing analysts and fans alike, fueling calls for a rematch. Adding to the discourse, renowned American podcaster Joe Rogan has publicly supported the push for a second fight in a fiercely contested bout. Controversy erupted in the 9th round when Gervonta unexpectedly took a knee without signaling for a timeout. As the referee initiated the standard 10-second count, he abruptly halted it upon noticing Davis wiping his eyes. The unexpected turn of events left fans and speculating, but Davis later addressed the incident, shedding light on the reason behind his actions. Amid the buzz from fans in the boxing world, renowned American podcaster Joe Rogan has added his voice to the growing call for a rematch, a longtime enthusiast of MMA and combat sports. Rogan confessed that he hadn't watched Roach fight before. However, after witnessing his bout with Davis, he's become an avid supporter, describing the match as a spectacular showdown. Rogan expressed his eagerness to see the two fighter.
Yeah, Lamont, this is Matt from Brunch Boxing. What explanation, if any, were you given about why that particular sequence was not properly called a knockdown?
I don't know. Did y'all see me in the ring tell him to keep counting? he started counting. I was like, why you stop? Like, keep counting. But I honestly don't know. I don't know. But I can't go back and change it. So,
Lamont, Sean Tell, congrats, man, on fighting a great fight. A lot of people agree with you that you did win the fight. Just can you talk about Gervonta's power? He got you with some good shots, but you kept staying in the center of the ring with him. A lot of other fighters don't deal with the power as well. How do you assess his power after being in there for 12?
He got decent power. He got decent power for sure. I ain't gonna say it's exaggerated. I told you I got a chin. I ain't going like that. It's just not gonna happen. But like I said, I see why he knocked people out, and I think he felt my power too. Like, I think that's what negated a lot of his shots. And once I took his best shot, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to roll.
Fighters clash again in the ring. He added, watching the replay of the outstanding title fight last night between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. I had never seen Lamont fight before, but I'm a big fan now. Fight was a draw, but it was an amazing contest. And I really hope they run it back. Roach, riding an impressive 8-fight unbeaten streak, has been earning widespread acclaim for his dominance in the ring. Meanwhile, Davis upped the stakes before the fight even began, wagering $250 0 at the weigh-in that he'd secure a knockout. But with the match stretching the full 12 rounds, Davis now finds himself on the losing end of that bet, owing Roach a hefty sum and adding even more tension to their intensifying rivalry. The prospect of a rematch remains unclear, especially since Davis had hinted at retirement before facing Roach. Yet with mounting pressure from fans, a second showdown could be the perfect stage for both fighters to settle unfinished business after his majority decision draw against Lamont Roach over the weekend. Darren Tank Davis voiced his frustration on X, insisting that the official decision didn't do him justice. He added, "They took the fight from me and made it a draw because I did that, Chirao. Knee. But I landed the most punches in the fight. He didn't even hit me with a punch when I took the knee. I get it, though. I shouldn't have done that. But that hair grease was burning my eyes." Interestingly, Dant didn't actually throw the most punches in. The fight CompuBox stats gave Roach the edge in that department. On top of that, Gervonta caught a major break when the referee overlooked what should have been a knockdown after he took a knee. Had that moment been properly scored, Roach would have come out on top on the official scorecards. Few will likely sympathize with Dant's account of events, and if anyone has a legitimate case for being robbed of victory, it's Roach. However, without the advantage of being the aside, he gains little from the controversy after the fight. Gervonta expressed interest in a rematch with Roach to settle any lingering doubts. However, he made it clear that their second bout wouldn't happen immediately, as he already has another fight on his schedule. Meanwhile, Jake Paul also reacted to the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach fight.